Never a dull day in US politics.
Absolutely not.
With the 2024 presidential elections.
This is getting hotter as we're leading into it.
Now, as the race heats up, the battle lines are drawn, the pitch is getting shriller, and the politics that's getting ugly as the race for the White House heats up. Republican presidential hopeful Donald Trump is neck deep in a slew of accusations, and now US President Joe Biden is the target.
You know, I mean, this was expected, no matter how, unfortunate it may be for Joe Biden's camp. But this was expected as we're going to lead into the 2024 elections. The U.S. House Speaker has now ordered an impeachment into the sitting U.S. President Joe Biden. Speaker Kevin McCarthy, recounting a slew of allegations against Biden, said that these accusations paint a quote-unquote picture of corruption.
I am directing our House committee to open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. This logical next step will give our committees the full power to gather all the facts and answers for the American public. That's exactly what we want to know, the answers. I believe the President would want to answer these questions and allegations as well.
Speaking at the news conference, McCarthy said that an impeachment inquiry into Biden is a logical next step of the months-long Republican-led investigations. He claimed witness testimony showed that Biden had been involved in his son's business dealings, that he may have received bribe as well.
Now, the move comes as a big blow to the U.S. president as he remains engulfed in a whole range of corruption accusations involving his family's lucrative business dealings.
Meanwhile, the White House has condemned the investigation decision. White House spokesperson for oversight and investigations has called for a demand for impeachment as extreme politics at its worst.
Just last month, House oversight Republicans had spelled out their intention to accuse the president of corruption. It was decided to proceed with these accusations even without direct evidence of the fact that he financially benefited from Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings. McCarthy also said earlier this month that the House wouldn't open an impeachment inquiry without holding a vote.
Now, Biden is the second president to possibly undergo an impeachment investigation since Republican and former President Donald Trump in 2019 and in 2021. Ironically, Trump had back then called his impeachment a political witch hunt. Now, for more on this, Shivan has all the details. Over to you, Shivan.
Thanks, Aim. There is a lot to speak about. There are essentially 7 points that we'll look into one by one. And let's start with that. In the next 2 minutes, we delve deeper into the specifics of the case against President Joe Biden. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has 7 accusations against the sitting president. Let's see how they line up with the facts uncovered so far. Accusation number 1. Joe Biden made false or overly simplistic statements about his son Hunter Biden's business dealings and what he knew about them. But so far, it is not clear whether Joe Biden willfully misrepresented his son's business dealings. Let's look at accusation number 2. As Vice President, Joe Biden won business for Hunter Biden. Now, that is again something, it's mostly targeted towards his family, and through his family, it's targeted towards him. Now, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says Joe Biden, working then as Vice President, won some business for his son. But apart from the Joe Biden sharing some niceties with the associates of his son, Republicans have uncovered no evidence to back this allegation. Accusation number 3 next. Now, the Biden family and their associates received $20 million. Now, that's the accusation, and this came in through shell companies. But for this, Republicans have records that reflect that the Bidens, including Hunter Biden and the president's brother Jimmy Biden, they received millions of dollars from overseas companies. Now, accusation number 4. Some Biden family business activity was already flagged as suspicious by U.S. banks, but none of it led to charges. House Republicans have reviewed so-called suspicious activity report records pertaining to Biden family business transactions. Senate investigators and the Justice Department have received have reviewed the reports, but they did not result in any criminal charges. And then we come to accusation number 5 next. The Biden family received a bribe. Speaker Kevin McCarthy claims even a trusted FBI informant has alleged the same. Talking about the facts, the FBI did receive an unverified allegation here that President Biden, while serving as the vice president, and his son Hunter Biden accepted a $5 million bribe each from a Burisma official. The allegation still awaits backing from some evidence. Even the Ukrainian businessman who is alleged to have been involved has come out and said that no such bribe occurred. Accusation number 6. Joe Biden used his office as vice president to coordinate with his son's business partners about Hunter's role in Burisma. Now, this refers to a series of 2015 emails between a former Biden spokeswoman and a business associate of Hunter Biden. But in a statement, the spokeswoman said that Biden had no involvement with his son's company. And finally, accusation number 7, that the Biden family received special treatment from officials. Kevin McCarthy says that despite the serious allegations, President Biden's family was offered special treatment by the administration. Coming to the facts, though, the IRS investigators who were scrutinizing Hunter Biden's taxes testified that their inquiry was slow-walked and stone-walled at times. But they also said that many of their complaints arose during the Trump administration. They also made no allegation that President Biden had tried to impede the inquiry. Now, coming to what happens next. For more on this landmark trial, our correspondent Susan Tehrani explains more on why Kevin McCarthy decided to make this announcement now and what's next.
Kevin McCarthy has been talking impeachment all summer long, but talking impeachment and taking action, well, there are two very different things. Regardless, McCarthy did not have the support to put this impeachment inquiry to vote in Congress. So instead, he asked the committees to continue their work and investigation. Not much has changed. Sure, these committees will have subpoena power and possibly more access to documents in their investigations, but also by not putting it to vote, he protected more vulnerable members of the GOP from taking a harsher stance on a possible impeachment. Many believe that McCarthy took this stance and announced this impeachment inquiry in hope of satisfying the more conservative wing of his party regarding another challenge, which is government funding. After all, if Congress does not act, the government could shut down as early as October 1st. However, conservative Republicans immediately sent a message that they're not backing down from their positions to cut spending, and that while they welcome this impeachment inquiry, one is not related to the other. However, McCarthy hoped that it would be different.
Susan also talks about the White House concerns regarding this inquiry. Listen in.
Democrats are concerned about the chaos that a potential impeachment trial will have in an election year. After all, President Biden has launched a so-called war room to respond to these impeachment allegations. Nonetheless, Democrats are also concerned because there is no real plan in Congress to avoid a government shutdown in 3 weeks or so. And how long this will go on? Well, since there is no impeachment resolution, it could well go into 2024.